Guys, what's up? Welcome back. Happy New Year. We're here in 2019, the Matt Chat podcast, in effect, with yours truly, Peter Oberk, Christopher Shea, Cuzzy Frank Ciatto. We got great topic matters and a bunch of different things for you today. First, you're probably wondering, why is he holding this stick?
Moses.
Well,
Gandalf.
No, not Gandalf, not Moses. I'm not sacrilegious, and I just want to be really descriptive with this is. This is what we call the discipline stick.
The act right stick.
Yes, the act right stick.
Oh, I like that. The be cool stick.
The be cool stick. But I'm going to call
the Frank be cool stick.
No.
Oh, wait.
This is called
Peter.
Shut up, Shea stick.
That is kind of more accurate. This is called the DS. The discipline stick. Because if it needs to be used for anybody, it will. But specifically, the discipline stick has been brought onto the podcast now from one particular co-host,
individual,
who will leave nameless at this point. But
we're not sure who it's going to happen.
We're not sure who it's going to be, but I think all of the viewers out there could pretty much, if you guessed who the discipline stick is for, okay?
Get ready for your close-up, Shea.
It will be utilized. So again, discipline stick. Here we go.
Someone's losing the knife.
I can use this like
breaking
this.
cameras.
Mom always said, don't play with sticks in the house.
So basically, discipline stick, I'm going to place it right here so we can get going. But just in case you see me leave the table to get it, that's where it's going to be. So, and there's a sound effect.
That sounds heavy.
Well, it was made for discipline. Thick. It's not made to. It's not a piece of bamboo. It's not a piece of what's the softwood? Balsa wood,
yeah.
right? That type of stuff.
I'm a strictly hardwood kind of guy.
I get it.
I'm a hardwood type of guy myself.
I knew you'd like that.
Like petrified stone, that type of thing.
Do I have to reach for it?
You may.
It's
early on.
It's early on. I have to reach for it.
I'll just hand it to you.
You have a feeling it's going to be used in some capacity.
Oh, you could give me time, Peter. Just put in case I need it. Awesome. You can actually throw it to me. I'll catch it and do what I got to do. Because I actually would like the momentum of catching it, because with the space, if I shorten the length on one side and keep it just enough not to hit the equipment, I can really rotate it in the direction that it needs to go. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at.
I would just go like this.
Hello.
Yeah.
And I'd block it.
Okay, Timac. For those of you who don't know who that is, Timac is from The Last Dragon, a movie in the 80s with Show Enough, one of the greatest
one of the best
martial arts movies you could ever watch in your life. So
I feel like it wasn't a spoof, though. I felt like it was.
It's real.
Yeah,
I think that stuff's kind of real, too. So, guys, what we want to talk about today is competition. So there's a lot of that, we always talk about that type of winning, doing your best, rising above, and all the facets of what competition entails. And we had our grand opening here at World Gym Brewster this past weekend, And thank you. It was great. It was great. It was really good. It was, it was a culmination of basically exposing and reintroducing what I call the Wellness Center.
But let's be honest, it was also years of your vision finally coming to fruition.
Hey, listen, it was definitely part of my vision, but it's a team effort, and I want to give credit to everyone that was involved in that.
And your brother, obviously, of course, and Craig. Yeah.
Yes, but everyone involved, and that doesn't even mean ownership. It means everyone that was involved and part of what has taken place here. And it was a great weekend. World Gym Brewster, Soul Fighters Brewster, the World Gym Athletics, PMR New York, Connecticut, everything that's inclusive here that we do. And more so, I don't think people really understand what it takes, what it takes. And you're fueled by competition. Listen, my new thing, as for me lately, is I say this a lot, and it's nothing I made up or it's something that's new. The old saying, everyone hates a winner. And I find that more and more as life goes on. I've always seen it, I've always said it, I've always been around it, but particularly what we've done here in the facility, you'd be surprised, the little passive-aggressive shots across the bow that come here. And listen, I take it with a grain of salt, I see where it comes from, I know who it comes from, and the bottom line is, listen, I'm a competitor. I'm going to compete with you no matter what it is. If we're playing checkers, I'm going to try and win.
And if you're trying to sharpen a pencil, you're trying to walk faster than me to get there.
Exactly.
So you can sharpen it first.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
We're going to fight to see who gets to the pencil sharpener first. And the bottom line is, when you do these passive-aggressive type things, I get it. I take no offense to it. But at the end of the day, man, each to his own. Be in your little world. Be successful. Make $1 million. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. But don't try and compete with something you can't compete with.
Or
'Cause
more
I'm not-
importantly,
I'm not
don't
worried about
hate
what-
on somebody who's trying to do good by themselves, the community,
Sure.
and their family.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Listen,
Yes.
you're doing your own thing, fine, do it.
Right.
You're doing your own thing, fine, continue to do it. But don't hate on one person or the other. That's just silly shit.
I agree with 1,000%, and I think more so it is to the point of don't compare apples to oranges.
Like, these are apples right here, baby.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people lost the sense of healthy competition, where it's just like, if I have a gym, he's got a gym. Yeah, we're competing, but if we're both competing at a high level, he's making money, I'm making money, we both fucking win.
Everyone's happy.
Absolutely.
We both win. But
Yeah.
now it's come this culture of, I'm almost salty because he's accomplishing maybe something that I haven't been able to figure out
Right.
yet. Or he's, gains ahead, so now I'm salty because, I'm trying to go in that direction I haven't been able to yet. And rather than getting motivated by what he's accomplishing and putting that forth in what I'm trying to do, I come crashing down.
Yeah,
and-
you're sending negative energy.
Yeah, and it's just-
it's not nice.
It's and again, we've talked about this 1,000 times. Social media is the playground for wannabe tough guys who aren't really tough, and people that feel empowered because, listen, what's that meme or meme, whatever they call it? I always mess that up.
Meme.
The meme that's out on Facebook or whatever media center you watch, it says some of the other people are they're okay to get on social media and speak because they have to worry about getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You mean? And listen, there's a lot of truth to that. It's 100% true.
Well, there's no repercussions.
There's no
Yeah.
repercussions. So, but the point I'm trying to make is that when it comes to competition, listen, man, I'm not trying to do what you're doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. And if you don't have the vision or the balls to take the chances that I'm going to take to try and be successful at certain different and many things, then that's on you. If you don't have the vision to try and know that in the fitness industry, you have to revamp your place every 5 years, period. It doesn't make
Just
a
to stay
difference.
current.
Just to stay current. It doesn't make a difference what if you're a franchisee, if you're a private gym, you have to rebrand and reface and keep current every 5 years minimally. Minimally, and it should be.
It's like a computer
Yeah.
almost. In a couple of years, that computer's obsolete. You need a new one to keep
Computer's
up.
obsolete in a month.
Yeah.
Think about
When
technology.
you buy it, it's already fucking
Right, he's right. And it's no different like in the fitness industry, that 5-year window, you should be working within that 5-year window to keep changing and increasing and making better the facility, where you don't have to go all of a sudden that you're so 5 years antiquated with how you run the gym or your memberships or what your services you provide and all these things.
Even
And
your
listen,
equipment. It even changes,
That's
yeah,
part of it.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like the service is part of your equipment and so on and so forth. It's as simple as you got to put fresh paint on the walls, aesthetically, but you've got to make the service better. That's what it comes down to. And what I find hysterical is, don't hate on the fact that we here can provide a service that you don't. You have every right to go out there and try and do that. But until you do that, don't compare yourself to somebody else. Because you're not doing it, and that's okay.
Right.
I mean that. I completely mean that. That is okay. But don't try and compare it. You're not. Especially what I find the best is, Peter, go ahead. I know you got something to tip your tongue.
And also, not just, they should try to compete with you, because it's like a minnow
It's a different
swimming with a
product.
shark. It's not even comparable.
I appreciate
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
We know who you are.
Of course. No, we always
And we're
do.
watching you.
He's right.
But you
We're always
got no
watching.
idea what's going on here.
No. And to Peter's point, I know Peter's is embellishing for the sake of of dramatics, which I agree and I like. But he's right, and it's the mindset he's talking about. We've talked about this all the time. You're not when you're in the industry, you're not calling your partners or my brother on a ride home saying we need to do X, Y, and Z. Or after we have a huge event like we had here and say, listen, we need to do X, Y, and Z moving forward. It's a continual process. It's as simple as having a broken piece of equipment and making sure that piece of equipment outside of it having to be shipped out or shipped away or shipped back, it's fixed within 24 hours. Okay? It's as simplistic as that. And the greatest thing, that I'm going to shut up, is that when we are providing a service for a price point that is superior to yours, and we're offering a gazillion more things than you could offer. This is business.
It's value.
It's value. Thank you. So, you know what? Dust off your businessman books or grow up, and understand that this is business. It's not personal. I don't take it personal. As a matter of fact, when I see stuff like this, I use it to my advantage, and I'll give you a secret, and I expose you. I expose it, because then I do a comparison and say, okay, do you want to pay X amount of dollars more for less?
Right.
Or do you want to pay X dollars less of what competitor X is doing and get X amount more than what's going on there? And that's not inclusive of all the specific services that we provide, and so on and so forth. So that's where I'm going with it.
The thing is, if this person swam with you in a cooperative way, they benefit so much, as opposed to trying to go against you in competition.
Well, it goes back to what
Yeah.
I was just saying before.
Sometimes they don't
It's pure
listen.
stupidity.
It's stupidity. They don't listen. It's a lack of vision. I don't even hate on that person for it.
Well, it's
That
saltiness.
person's
It's
that.
like I was saying, if you're going to compete in a competitive way where you're both improving each other rather
Right.
than against each other, you're not butting heads.
No.
You're swimming alongside with each other. Even if he is a bigger, like if I see a bigger fish in the water, I almost want to swim next to a bigger fish. None of my friends, if I'm the smartest guy in the room, right, I want a different room to be in because I'm not learning anything.
Absolutely.
If I'm going after something with training, I want to be training with, guys
Somebody who's
who
better than
are
you to get- yeah,
Of
help
course, 'cause
elevate
I'm going to
you.
get if I'm
Absolutely.
in business with somebody or similar business and I see he's doing something successful, yeah, I want to swim alongside with him. Sure, I may be
wanna learn.
picking up
I wanna see what he's
scraps,
doing, absolutely.
but I can see what he's eating, what he's feeding on, and then take that and introduce it to my business. The biggest problem is most people, one, don't want to take the risks
No.
that somebody else is. They see the risk that he's taking. They're like, oh, it may not work out for his benefit. And then when they see him succeed, rather than being like, damn, let me take a page out of that book, they're salty about it. And there's so many flavors out there, and people choose to be salty. It boggles my mind. You can learn so much. You can pick up so much. You can tweak your business. But again, it's just, the ego and the pride get in the way. And it's about making money, man. You can't let that stop what you're trying to do business-wise.
Anything, your ego
Business, it's
yeah.
not personal, Sonny.
That's right. It's right. He's
Sonny.
right. But and like even from standpoint of the medical practices, right? When we did all this, we weren't concerned who was next to us. Could care less. We didn't care who.
We knew
was-
what we were providing.
We know what
Yeah.
we're doing. I'm not worried about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do what we're going to do.
Cream
ever.
rises to the top.
You're
right,
well, he's
all the time.
he's
Yeah.
confident in this product.
That's my point. And I'm not trying to hurt you, but you're not doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Okay, so bottom line is that's what it comes down to. I think that's the greatest thing greatest message.
And that's
I
why
can give
people will pick your product over someone else's
Well, that's a
product,
good business.
even if there's one on every block.
Right.
That's a good business mindset.
one up the street.
That's just a good business mindset.
Yeah.
He's not looking at a challenge and going, oh, that's a problem. I don't know
No.
how we're going to get by. He
It's
sees
not
it
a
as an
problem at all.
opportunity.
Yeah,
If I
of
move
course.
in next to you, he's not like, oh, well, these guys are going to compete with us. He's going to go, look, it's an opportunity for me to stand out from everybody else.
Right.
Go try him. Tell me what you think.
Exactly.
Now come over here. Tell me what you think. And then you choose whichever one works for
Listen,
you.
it goes both ways, man. People, I'm sure, have come and gone and weren't happy with us, but it's few and far between. I'm very proud to say that.
But
the
that's your
reality-
target market. You know your target market, and
Yeah.
you're going after it.
Target market is everybody, especially for health, for the gym business, health club, whatever you want to call it. And that's the beauty of this place is that we have everyone from 0 to 100 that comes in here, athlete, non-athlete, pro athlete, college athlete, stay
yeah, but you also-
To a grandmother,
also-
to a grandmother who just wants to get out with her girlfriends, go work out a little bit, and then
Sure.
go get some coffee.
One thing that I haven't seen in this gym though are people just going through the motions. There's a few gyms out there where you walk in,
Right.
Maybe they serve pizza some days, and,
Whoa, no, that's a fun
Tootsie
gym.
Rolls, too.
Now, that's a gym that you have my attention.
And hey,
Gluten-free, though.
Depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And people just going through the motions.
Yeah.
It's a lot of detail specific or goal specific
Yes.
orientation here.
No, one thing about here is that we worked so hard and continue to work really hard on the culture. It's about the culture of winning. And what I mean by that is whatever that defines for you. Okay?
Because I was gonna say, because this place is, to me, I see it as diverse. With the new World Gym Athletics, you're catering to a specific athlete,
Sure.
or an elite athlete, I should say. But you also have machines here that, like I said, a little old lady could use.
Yes.
So you are
Something for
very, very
everybody.
diverse. You could come in here, you're a professional bodybuilder, or you want to be an NFL football player,
Yeah.
or an NCAA Division I athlete, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you could just come in here just because you want to do some cardio every now and then.
And
So
and
I
to
think that's
Frank's
great.
point too, what happens is when you have that 0 to 100 level to go to, people that weren't confident at first, all of a sudden say, you know what, I want to go do the athletics.
Mm-hmm.
And they go and they morph into that. So to your point, yes.
And it goes to the
Yeah.
conversation of swimming with the bigger fish. You
Fish.
start to see,
Exactly.
And you put yourself around the people that are pushing, and then you start to push your boundaries. And
Well, not only that, I gotta be honest. This facility is unlike anything I've seen in this area. They're probably just coming to work out at the gym and they're going, what the hell? Where's everybody going over there? What is that over there? And then they see these people coming out. They're like, they're peeking in, and I've even seen them because we go in there all the time. I'll see people just peeking in, like, what the hell is this new facility?
going in there?
And once they find out, oh my God,
Hard work, son. That's what's going on
It's like
there.
this. It's like, wait a second. I play baseball. I play football. I didn't know I could get access to this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, I want in on it.
Yeah.
So they could be coming here with a certain intention, find out everything that they're offering and saying, oh man, I want part of this as well.
Sure. I mean, it's very, here's the thing. When you walk in here, like I said, we have the full gamut of personnel and membership base. But you walk around in here, you got a full board medical practice that's operating the whole time. You've got World Gym that's operating the whole time with a plethora of athletes and like I said, non-athletes, who wants people just whatever, that want to win, they want to be in better shape. Then you've got professional athletes training here. You've got professional athletes training college athletes to get better. You have college athletes in here. You've got world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys walking around the facility to train. Like, people are like, what are these guys doing in their gis or pajamas? What is that? Oh my God! Well, they look pretty tough. What's that all about? Then they ask a couple questions like, oh yeah, that guy's ranked number 3 in the world. That guy's
In
ranked
the world,
Yeah.
not in like New
Yeah.
York,
Yeah.
not in the United States,
Right.
in the world.
That guy's ranked number 3. That guy's ranked number 2. That guy is ranked number 1. That guy's the combat wrestling champion. That guy's been in 10 movies. He just signed with the Giants. You know what I mean?
Big things are happening.
These are things that are going on here, and that's the difference. And I didn't do it by myself. Birds of a feather flock together. So people they congregate where the winning happens, because when you have the mindset about competition and being the best you can be, everyone elevates.
I've been meaning
And
to
that's
ask
the
you
thing.
about that, by the way. So does that mean we're getting rid of all your Steelers gear and bringing on that big blue stuff?
Heck
or?
no. I don't watch.
But there will be big blue stuff here, though.
Yeah,
Make no
no,
mistake.
there'll be, listen, I don't watch NFL football for my own reasons. I watch college football, and I watch Pace, Hartwick, Cortland, SUNY Maritime, Ithaca, Endicott. That's basically where I go. I don't really, and college wrestling, Roger Williams and Clarion. That's about the extent of what I watch in sports. I don't watch pro football for obvious reasons, but I will watch when Jake plays.
That's
That's basically
almost half.
Yeah.
Let's go big blue.
Yeah, no. So and I'm not a Giants fan, but I watched the CFL when he played. I used to send me text messages. I'm playing X, Y, and Z and ESPN2. I watched. But that part of it again is like you walk in here and it's like, wow, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
This is what's going on. So when these competitors, like I said, I don't want to sound redundant, but when you're trying to throw out price points for a place that are higher than mine and you can't provide what we got here,
A fraction.
not even a fraction of it.
What?
I
even
mean, what are you
even
doing?
if they're a little bit lower than yours, let's be honest, they're not providing the same services.
No, they're not.
Not even close.
And the culture is not remotely the same.
No.
And that's the main thing Frank was
Yeah.
talking about. The culture. I'm so big on the culture because I've been.
You pay for what you get.
that
and it's
too,
huge.
but it has to be ingratiated in the fiber of what's going on.
Yeah, because you'll find a customer who will go to a place that has good culture that they feel comfortable in, and maybe not get the same value as another place because the culture is good.
Correct.
But when you add the culture plus offer the services that they're
home run.
not, forget about it.
Yeah.
Now
Now you're around like-minded individuals trying to accomplish the same goals that are you trying to accomplish.
That's it.
That's a good place to be at.
And listen,
It's easy to accomplish your goals too.
I use this as an example specifically about the culture, because between all the youth teams that are coming here now to train for off-season, we cater to every sport here. But I use specifically that and the example of jiu-jitsu too. You come here on the pro team training, we got 7 to 10 teams here that aren't soul fighters, that come to train here. Why? Because of the culture. And we're not trying to take the students. We don't do that. We don't believe in that. They come here because they're welcomed and because we want those guys here. They're part of the
Everybody
family.
gets everybody better.
Yeah, they're part of the family. If they want to make a switch, that's on them. But we don't promote it. We don't do that, and that has to do with anything and everyone else that belongs to any other type of, CrossFit or another elite training center. If you come and you're exposed and you make a conscious decision to do something that's best for you, that's on you. And more than welcome to welcome anyone. We're welcome to anyone that wants to do
The
that.
thing is, I think you just need to expound a little bit on the word culture, because we understand it, but
Right.
what I want to say is, it's a very inviting culture. From everyone from the grandmother to the housewife to the father who hasn't done anything in 20 years. I mean, the place is so welcoming, they accept everyone, and they help mold you into something better. It's all there. It's not like, even when you say the word elitist, it is, but it's not an arrogant elitist.
No.
Or a class type of elitism.
No.
It's just the level of
Intensity.
intensity and
Yeah.
expertise that is here, and instruction, et cetera, et cetera.
Motivates everyone in the room, you know,
Exactly.
in the rooms, and even from a stand, like, it's so complementary of one another, you know, that it's really a pleasure and a privilege to watch it happen. But again, it only happens because of everyone involved.
But I think the number one thing that if anybody walks in and just stops and looks around, or even just going through like the website, the one thing you notice is the attention to detail in everything. I mean, in everything. Whether it's in this room, whether it's in the jiu-jitsu room, whether it's in that back athletic section, whether it's over here, you know, by where you're clanging and banging, whether it's over in the cardio area. I mean, the attention to detail in everything that you guys do.
Or even the medical facility.
Well, and then that's a whole, you know, that's a whole nother aspect.
And that's, I gotta be honest, that's something that I think stands out. I'm working out, you've got a medical doctor working out next to me who's gonna be working over there, there's a physical therapist, there's athletic train, there's like all types of people here doing stuff. And the best part about it is, God forbid you're doing something incorrectly, it can get critiqued or changed right here. Or if you get injured, boom.
Well, along those lines, at the grand opening, you had Dr. Tilden here. I mean, besides you guys as doctors, but they were in their outfits, whatever you call it.
They're in their uniforms, their scrubs.
Uniform, and Foster Malmed, just
Dr.
doing stuff to
Malmed.
people.
Yeah, he was
Dr.
doing
Malmed.
orthotics
So
evaluation.
that same thought struck my head when I was there. I was like, holy crap.
What other facility do you go to,
There's-
especially
there's-
gym facility that has all this? None.
None.
None that I've ever been to. And trust me, I've been a gym rat my whole life, as you can tell from everything that's going on here.
Well, I got a great close-up of your face, Chris, just so you know.
I like
Right
that
here.
shirt. Get a close up on his shirt.
Shirt's the best.
That's the best. Rar.
I don't think it beats my shirt, but it's a nice
I like that shirt. But
Personally-
I gotta be honest, a show of hands in the audience, this shirt is way too small for him. He needs a bigger size, so I think he's gonna send that my direction in the next week.
My only problem with your shirt, though, is it makes it seem like bears are hipsters, and that's not
Yeah,
true.
that's not true. That's not good at all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is the greatest.
I don't think it's actually a
That is
bear.
the most dominant terrestrial predator on the
Yeah,
planet.
what the fuck animal is that?
It's not a bear.
That's a bear. So
I
that's
don't think it's a bear.
What
That's a bear.
animal do you
Well, that's
think that
that's
is?
typical hipster nonsense. They put a big bear. They would don't
Big aggressive animal.
exactly on there. So
Maybe it's the bear chasing the hipsters because they have food and the bear wants to eat it.
nah, the print ruins it.
Fine, I'll just take it off.
Yeah, the print ruins it. But you know, and again, to continue to extrapolate. Oh, good. What's he doing?
Taking the
Oh,
shirt
he's
off,
flipping
really?
around. Oh.
We were doing really well because she wasn't saying much.
Oh, it's good. No,
Yeah, look at-
no, I heard the fluster.
I got to stir the pot. You know how I am. Spoon Frank.
Hot stir.
Yeah, but that's really, again, it comes down to the culture. It comes down to like-mindedness. It comes down to it's always a competition. But Peter said something very, very poignant before.
And I probably told him.
You might have done it
I feel
subliminally
like
because I know
did.
you guys speak in your mind. You can speak.
We're
We're good like
private
that.
conference.
Yeah, whatever. You had probably a mind conference. I think that what it comes down to is that it's a friendly competition. It only becomes unfriendly when you start acting like an asshole. You know what I mean? Because I don't.
Friendly and healthy.
Yes, it's a friendly
Yeah.
and healthy competition. But when you start acting like an asshole, that's when we all become assholes.
When things
you
get
know?
shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's when it comes down to, that's when it changes. But even I got to be honest with me, I'm still going to go, I'm going to go high road with that because I'm not going to stoop to that level. I'm just going to
It's
let,
not worth it.
I'm going to let what we do here
Yeah, there's too many good things going on.
continue
here.
to irk you.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not losing sleep over it either, trust me. I just know what we're doing here. And, you know, when I see the subliminal things on social media and so on and so forth, man, stop jocking me.
Your lieutenants
Stop.
like Shay and
Yeah,
Jack
no,
will take care of
yeah,
it.
but like I'm saying, stop jocking us, dude. Why don't you try and pay attention to what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So like it's funny because I've also had the pleasure, I say that facetiously, of people and quote unquote competitors who call me for advice, and I graciously give it to them. You know, and I turn around and I have to look at see stuff that's like, all right, dude, whatever, man. God bless you. Go do what you got to do. You're not me. I'm not you. As long as you understand that,
We're okay.
whatever. Keep hating. Everyone hates a winner. You know, that's the way I look at it. I don't, you know, I move on. I'm not going to let, you know, that nonsense. But I thought it was a poignant topic today to bring it up, you know, that about competition and about again, I've come to understand one thing. As great a tool as social media is, and it really is a great tool, it's also a poison.
It really is.
Yeah, it's also a poison.
Double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword. That's even better description, Peter. It's a double-edged sword. It's a poison because, again, it's
Well, it's a tool. I mean, I think just like any tool, it can be used in the right manner or it can be used.
in the wrong manner.
Yeah, and like everything, I mean, anything.
It seems like the trend is heading more towards the wrong man.
Yeah, but people are using it for the wrong
Yeah.
reasons, right? You have a guy who has a business. Instead of promoting his business or figuring out how to get creative to promote his business, he's taking the time and smashing somebody else's business, which is not helping his at all. So it hurts him in that aspect. You have people
But
who
they're also doing it subtly.
Yes.
That's
passive aggressively.
Yeah, passive. Perfect word.
I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get
That's
I get it, but again, that's somebody who doesn't believe in their product.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if you've got to bash somebody else,
if I got to bring up your product to bash your product, I've been in sales my whole life. When I hear somebody bash somebody else's product when they're making their sales pitch, think about it. You have to use my product to sell your product.
That's right.
So you're bashing my product just to push yours.
That's a great point.
It's like if Coca-Cola goes, "Oh, Pepsi sucks." If Coca-Cola was that good, you wouldn't bring up Pepsi. You know what I mean?
right.
Not to
You
say
wouldn't need to.
I don't like either,
Right.
but I'm just saying. You would just sell your product. The value would be there. It would stand alone, and that's the biggest issue. Is people have to piggyback because their product doesn't speak for itself.
Something when you describing that, a quick story. It happened not too long ago, and it lends exactly what you're saying. I had an individual show up here who I know, who works for a competitor, came in here, bad mouth the competitor he works for. He, X, Y, and Z, and blah, blah, blah. And I was very direct, and I said, fuck that guy too.
Right.
I said, I don't like him. He's this X, Y, and Z. I get it. I said, but what you have to offer, we have our own programs here. And what I found, and again, it was fine. I'd known the guy for a long time, but then fast forward, he ended up staying where he was. So I see it on social media. I'm like, okay,
I guess it wasn't that
I guess
bad.
it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? And it's a scenario where I sat there and listened to this guy, say some derogatory things, which I did as well. I own it. But the bottom line is, it wasn't that bad. So it's this. I think it lends perfectly to what we're talking about here today. It's like, you know what? You want to be competitive, be competitive. There's no greater competitors than anyone sitting here in this room and anyone we're associated to. But have enough common sense to say, hey, listen, I'm gonna be the best I can be in this market, and maybe I can evolve into something if I grow.
Right.
If I grow in my mind and in my heart about where I need to be.
But that's the biggest problem is they're
Well,
afraid of the change.
exactly.
And so it's easier to bash somebody else rather than admit what you're
Yeah.
doing wrong and
Well,
make
again,
those
it's-
changes for progress.
Again, it's, stay in your pond if you're successful in that pond. But don't jump into the ocean if you're not ready to go be part of the
Start
ocean.
swimming.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
it works the other way too. If you feel like you need to downsize, do it. But, competition's healthy. Again, be true to yourself. That's the way I can put it. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed this.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Our first fresh new episode of the new year. I'm pretty confident it is, and I may be wrong, but we will catch you guys next time. Paul Ciatto, Frank Ciatto, Christopher Shea, Peter Olbrook, Match Out Podcast, and you need to use the discipline stick today. Boom!
Day's not over.